you know, she is really kind of a big person in the writing scene in Portland. So please welcome to the stage, Gigi Rosenberg.
By the time I reached my late 30s, I was living in Portland, where, as we all know, people venture out in clothes that look one small step away from pajamas. Now, I'd chosen my hair salon because it was convenient and low risk, because my stylist gave me the same haircut every time. So, by the time I arrived in Italy, I was still looking for the beautiful haircut, even though I couldn't put into words what that was. All I could say to Sandro was, non troppo corti. He sent me away with a lustrous, dark-haired woman with soulful eyes who led me to a row of gleaming white sinks, sat me in front of it, and she washed my hair. When I returned to Sandro's chair, he examined my head, and then my face, and then he began. Snip, snip. He pushed my head firmly down to cut the hair in the back of my neck. Snip, snip. He pulled my head up to raise my chin. Snip, snip. He pulled my hair down on both sides of my head to ensure its evenness, as if the symmetry of my hair had national consequences. Once the cutting was done, he unfurled the electric cord of his blow dryer, and he gave me the most intense blowout I'd ever had. First, with a rounded brush. And then he instructed me to bend forward to have my hair fall towards the ground. And he brushed it vigorously like it was a horse's mane, and he was prepping me for an equestrian pageant. After he finished, more than an hour later, he took a small vial and drizzled a few drops of an oily liquid into his hands, and then he wiped his palms down my head and bangs. I felt like a masterpiece. During the 5 months we lived in Italy, I got my hair cut 4 times. After my 4th and final haircut, I stood at the cash register with Sandro, wanting to say more than I knew I could express. How do you say your haircuts changed my life in Italian? How do you say, Sandro, in your hands, I realized that it was okay to want to be beautiful? More than okay, it was important, required even. You taught me that being beautiful and wanting to be beautiful is being human. If only I could have said these things. Instead, I asked him if I could buy one of those little rounded brushes, like the one he'd used to make my hair curl under. No, he said, I could not. I couldn't buy one because I wouldn't know how to use it properly. That is so Italian. After I pressed him, he finally let me purchase a plain straight brush. Then I asked about that magic hair oil. Could I buy that? Well, okay, he guessed I could buy that, and I would have bought more, but he had nothing else to sell. So I left with my new hairbrush, his secret concoction, and my Cleopatra cut. Days went by before I washed my hair again. I wanted my beautiful Italian haircut to last forever.